All right, we are recording. For all legal intents and purposes, I'm recording the audio for the podcast. So to make sure that I don't get anybody going, I can't believe we didn't eject people, because of that. So, as did happen at our conference in Seattle. So, welcome everybody, all you listeners and people who RSVP'd for stuff, and people who just brought their own food, which I appreciate you. BYOF now. Breaking Down Security Podcast. Welcome. So this is our third annual pizza party.
I've been busy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let's do that.
I've been very busy.
We'll see how echoey it is later on.
I'll try not to sound like I'm chewing.
Too late.
We'll try to sound like we're not chewing.
Right. So, raise hands. Who's first Derbycon? Oh, wow.
That's
welcome.
Wow.
At least a dozen people.
You're a little late, sadly.
I'm sorry, it's been canceled.
Right. Yeah, I'll go home. It's been canceled. How many's been here more than twice? Okay. 3 times? 5 times. Oh, wait. This is my 5th one.
Is that 5 or 5 or more?
5 or more. 5 or more. Okay. Right on, man. How many have you been? Mick Douglas.
All of them.
You've been all 9? Did you bring all the badges so you got a coin? I want to see the coin.
Yeah.
Let me see the coin, sir.
No, that's not. Don't you get it? I thought it was tomorrow.
You should give me the coin.
I will trade you this half slice of pizza.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. How did you find out about the original Derbycon? Are you just friends with Dave and he just wanted to have people? Okay, right on. Were you also at the original Metasploit training that? Okay.
No, I couldn't make it. I heard about that because I was working with him at the time.
Okay.
I thought you were working with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So I was working with him at the time, but I didn't get a chance to go because of client work.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't there. But then afterwards, they said, "We're going to do this thing."
Right on.
And then.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm trying to keep distance so we don't echo. Yes, you're odiferous.
I smell amazing.
So.
Did you hear the recording so we're not echoing
I have no idea.
on the recording?
Anyone want to?
It'll sound like shit and everybody will just enjoy it. So, sorry, kids. I apologize.
If you're not here already,
Uncle
you're missing
Brian's
out.
a poor role model. Don't listen to me. All right. So, Mr. Betcher.
What's the topic of the day?
I don't know. Oh, let's talk about the mental health village. How's that gone? Oh, damn it. I wait 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
I didn't take a bite. Amazing.
Yeah.
So if anybody hasn't read them yet, on the door and over here we have our first year stats. We've been to now 24 conferences in 3 countries and 10 states. Have spent almost $10,000 on massage therapists. Have made almost $8,000 auctioning off Derbycon tickets for this year.
Nobody else spent $10,000 on massages.
Me. I almost spent $10,000 on massages.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gone so well.
Yeah.
So well.
And how many speakers did you have today? Being Friday night.
All 3 days, it's 20.
20?
Mhm.
Okay.
All 3 days is 20.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Amanda, what led to this? I mean, what was the root?
Am I the interviewer?
When I was 6, I, where did this all come from?
Do you want me to go into my past trauma or just? I mean, I can.
Whatever you're willing to disclose.
Right. The keynote this morning was like a Derbycon stories thing, right? Or the second keynote. And Renderman talked about, it was like Derbycon 4 or something. He did like a Kanye moment where he went up and grabbed the mic during closing and talked about how Dave saved him basically from killing himself. And that whole, the whole audience was just bawling, and me included. And I didn't realize I had as many issues as I did. I knew I had some already that I was trying to deal with during my divorce and everything. And it made me realize that more people had problems and trying to deal with my own stuff. So I started talking about it on Twitter and Facebook and everything. And last year was the first one we had, just because I had been giving keynotes and talks and everything about it. And I wanted to reach more people. And this seems to reach way more than just people coming and sitting for a talk.
Right on.
Villages seem to get a whole lot more foot traffic even if it's just a, hey, it's important.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you kind of inspired me to start my own nonprofit to be able to do educational stuff, because I think we need more outreach with regards to helping people do things. So, we just
not just conferences.
Not just conferences, right?
Like there's way more you can do than just.
Yeah, so we're gonna look into some education initiatives. I tried to keep everything simple. So our conference that we had in Seattle was called the InfoSec Campout.
Yay!
InfoSec, and it's camping, so it was great. Y'all should definitely come next year.
I'm going next year.
We're all planning August 28th and 29th of next year in Seattle. So, you can do glamping or you can, rough it. We have some ideas that we're planning for that. And, we're going to start looking at doing workshops and stuff and, maybe some more resume review stuff. I did that today, and I think I helped people.
I love the resume review stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think I helped people with their resumes. I had one lady I was talking to. She was like, I've been doing all this compliance stuff, and I wanted to be a SOC analyst, and somebody told me I wasn't cut out to be a SOC analyst. And I'm like, well, let me look at your resume. And she had she was a DFIR team lead. She was an IT security team lead. She was managing and setting up her own SIM. She was doing all this other shit, and I was like, You're
overqualified.
And she's getting her master's degree from WGU, and I'm like, look, SOC analyst, and I apologize, you are a SOC analyst. They don't have master's degrees.
It's a good stepping stone,
It's a great stepping stone, but I was like, you're underselling yourself. You are overqualified. And she's like, really? You think so? And I was like, yes, you are. You need to be a PM or a security architect or a systems architect or something like that. You need to be looking for jobs like that. And is it systemic in the environment where we undersell ourselves? I mean, is that the
I did the same thing.
Is that the imposter syndrome?
Yeah. I worked in the resume thing at B-Sides Nashville and helped this one girl that was like coding her own drone stuff and like doing all of this DevOps and actually building security into all of her processes,
right?
And didn't think she was in security yet.
Oh my.
Like, you've been doing it. You just need a title that says security so you can get paid more.
Well, the problem, maybe it's like she's only seen one view of it. She's seeing, black hat, seeing swordfish or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, if
you don't realize
shells, you ain't in security, But yeah, this lady I was helping out, she'd done HIPAA and FedRAMP and FERPA, security compliance and stuff. And I'm like, look, you need to be in management. You've been doing this for 8 years. You should be doing management stuff.
Anything that doesn't require on-call.
Right. So yeah, so I both people I talked to, I invited them to the Slack, and I was like, look, if you still need to work on your resume afterwards, we're on the Slack. We have the career advice channel. We have the job board that's like kicking ass. And we got a bunch of jobs on there, and both of them were like, oh wow, you've got a Slack for this. I'm like, God, man, why can't I get the message out? What am I doing wrong? Does anybody know what I'm doing wrong? Not getting the message out? I mean,
we need more subscribers. That's what.
Right. Y'all need to tell more people about us. But it's like, I'm no John Strand. I'm an old Paul Asadorian. Y'all see him and you know him on site. I still have people like, wow, I don't recognize you. And I'm like, fuck, what am I doing wrong? So we just try to do the best we can with what we have, but we need y'all's help. So if, you know people, or you go into B-Sides, or you go into your local ISSA or ISACA chapters, tell them about the podcast, tell them about the Slack, tell them about, the community we're building. We're trying to be as positive as possible. And, we appreciate y'all coming out. By the way, before we change gears, Dan Matthews? Okay. Yeah.
I think so.
Last line, he actually helped sponsor the pizza. So
yeah, round of applause.
Let's give him
All right.
He has an application. Oh, I appreciate that. He has an application that I've been told doesn't suck. So
what is it?
It's a thing.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. This is our first sponsored interview.
Interview.
Yeah, not technically sponsored.
Network-based security solution that catches attackers with interoperability. So we have network-based sensors that work in kind of a swarm fashion. We automatically extract files off the wire, email, network. We look for network anomalies. We build host profiles. We store all the network transactional data into an elastic cluster, and then post-process each of those data sets with machine learning techniques, looking for signs of malice. So it didn't say yeah, it said no.
There's a difference.
So, well, there's a subset.
At least a blockchain.
Yeah, no blockchain enablement, but again, core technology came out of academic origin stories. So if anybody submitted files for analysis, move it, so back in the early days. Recognize? Okay, so malware analysis sandbox product they built out of UC Santa Barbara back in 2007, 2008 was the original core technology, and we've since expanded out beyond that. And, a lot of our bigger customers were deploying sensors all over their environment because we don't sell expensive hardware, we sell a software subscription. You can put sensors wherever you choose to. So the idea is that you can have this massive swarm of like IDS-looking sensors that help detect malice deep inside your network, and it's not expensive to deploy. So, cool.
Yay!
So yeah, he all the pizza you're eating, he helped pay for. So yeah.
Diabetes sponsored by.
Yeah. So talks. Anybody seen any interesting talks? Guess nobody saw any talks.
I mean, mine.
Right. Betcher, you saw some talks today. What did you see?
I saw Matt Graber's talk.
What was that one on?
That was on Windows logging. Yeah.
Ben
He
Tracy.
did two. He did one in here, and then
Yeah, I didn't
also
see
has two. He's amazing.
You probably were taking a nap when he had his nap time.
The more
He had to
important
get his
talk.
beauty sleep. He had to get beauty sleep. Every minute counts. So event log tracing, what was some of the takeaways from that?
Oh, takeaways. Well, he needs to do some more research on it. And, every time he comes in, we're like, oh, crap, we got to go and research what he did.
Right.
So some of the takeaways were, hey, go to his website and try these things out for yourself.
All right.
There's a lot of things that the event viewer doesn't show that can be recorded on a Windows environment.
In Windows? Doesn't show everything? Weird.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Is it in some kind of unified
More than just
format,
an
or is
viewer.
it like a text only or CSV format? The stuff he's dumping.
Yeah, I think it's in XML.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's out.
Okay.
So
Very cool.
yeah, we need to do some research on that. It's really cool. I don't know if it's brand new in Windows 10 or something, but it's been there. Well, yeah, ETL has, but Windows adds logging capabilities all the time, right? So the stuff he's looking at, and specifically it was WMI.
Right. Okay.
And one thing that interests me is you could actually get the process ID of the remote computer.
Oh.
The process ID of the process on the remote computer, which I thought was very interesting.
All right.
So it's not confined to all the stuff running locally.
Okay.
Then you can go look at the process on the remote computer and try to investigate that.
Right.
Where did that come from?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I shouldn't drink in podcasts.
No, it's okay. It's fine. So
And-
you're
I just had some bad endpoint comments to make on why they can't handle even that on the regular
you can
host.
get us
But
an R rating.
yep, not gonna.
Yes, you
Nope.
is.
Nope.
All right. So what was your talk on? That wasn't in
The
here.
one this morning was just Derbycon stories, like
Oh, okay.
funny, heartfelt, like
Okay.
just past Derbycon stuff as a wrap up.
Okay.
It was Evil Mog was a moderator. Integral was on it.
He's so dapper.
He is very dapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Meat Shield.
Yeah. Crap.
Renderman
Mr.
was
Blinky
on.
Bling.
Yeah.
And Renderman and me.
Renderman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So Gary, you don't know Gary, but you will tonight at 9:30. He's actually going to be playing. You're actually playing the piano.
He's an amazing piano
Is it out
player.
here, or is it down by where the resume review was?
Last year, I've been playing piano since 1980 professionally. I'm relatively new to this field. And last year, they had a good piano in the hotel, said, hey, you do a good job with that. And I ended up having a sing-along. And I thought I had 30 or 40 people, but then Wynn told me, he says, no, you had about 200 with the overflow. And I was like, oh, I think we maybe need to do this officially this year. So I will be doing it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Have you been practicing?
No, I think the one that brings the house down pretty regularly, and I will do it, is Bohemian Rhapsody.
God.
And
Yes.
well, the thing of it is, when everyone sings along, it's awesome. And this year, I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, but assuming I have enough people, I actually have an original that I'm doing called Without You. And the people who come to Mental Health Hackers Village are going to absolutely relate to it. And it's not a funny song. It's got a happy ending. I'm here. No. It actually
different from our massages that don't have happy endings.
How does one go on from that? No. Well, thank you.
I told you I shouldn't drink in podcasts.
My song, just so you know, my song is G-rated, and I'll probably, if I've got a good enough crowd, I'll probably do it. And I'd love to have somebody actually record it so I can get it streamed. I just had it mastered professionally at Aria Records. I won't be doing it that well because I'm not this guy who sings well, but I'll do it anyways.
Nice.
All right.
So, Amanda, go ahead and take a bite because I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
So, where'd you get that sticker? Get out of hell free.
Oh, no, that one's mine.
Oh, that's Brian's.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's see, Gimli gave that to me. So.
I haven't gotten out of hell yet.
Where'd you get that?
Show me on the doll where they touched your schema. That was another one he's got.
Ooh.
Hell free is Randy Cassingham. He's a personal friend of mine from Mensa.
We do have breakdown security.
Yeah, we do
stickers.
have Breaking Down Security. We're going to have T-shirts this year.
We were?
But, we ran out of money.
All of you can buy them.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because last year we had 200 T-shirts and we were giving them out over there, and somebody was like, "Why aren't you selling these?" And I was like,
That's an amazing question.
"Thanks, Ray." Over here. All right. So, does anybody have
They're
any
very
questions
expensive.
about break? I know, because to be honest, we've done over 280 podcasts, and we've only done 5 in a room together. With the Brakesec podcast with podcasters, that was it.
Yeah.
We've done 3 of them here.
Did you count the one before I was actually a member of Brakesec, though? So has it actually been just 4?
Us 4, okay, yeah. And then we did 1 together in Seattle or Austin when I still lived in Austin, and then we moved. So this is like the 4th time that all of us have been in the room together. We do it over Zoom, which I'm recording on Zoom, but we don't get the luxury of sitting in a room with one another. And
Any questions from the audience? Yes, sir. How did it start?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Okay, so.
Not with me. Not important. Let's pass this question.
So I was on another podcast, which none of you know about, called Major Technicality, kind of a door tech podcast or whatever. And I wanted to do more security stuff on that podcast because it was an IT type gaming thing, and they didn't want to do that because security was boring to them. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do my own. And I agonized for about 8 months on the podcast, like, will people listen to it? Will people download it? What if it sucks? What if nobody watches it? How am I going to do things? What do I do with it?
Really? 8 months?
8 months. This was before I even met you. And then I got on it at
The place.
Yeah, the place with the thing. And I decided January 2014 was going to be when I started doing it. And I was sitting here, it was about November, December time frame. That's very cool. You get my ADHD on, man. And I'm like, I told Mr. Betcher, because we shared the office together. I was sitting over here and he was sitting up there. And I was like, I'm going to start it on January. And he's like, and I'd been trying to figure out how to ask him to come on the show. Because I was like,
So weeks went by. It was like, you mentioned it.
right.
Like, "Yeah, I'm going to do this thing, and I might need some help here, and I don't know if I can do it on my own."
Right. So I remember a little differently. I was agonizing on whether or not I should even ask you if you would even be interested. And then you asked the question. I was like, oh my God, thank you for asking the question. And we sat in our office there and did 0.5, the version on hashing.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to do lessons based on what we had learned in the office. And one of them was like developers telling us that things were MD5 encrypted. And, we have we're MD5, hashing our passwords. And I'm like, well, that isn't good enough. Well, we'll just hash the hash then. And we're like, no, you don't hash the hash. And this was 5 years ago. Yeah, there was no salt. They didn't know what a salt was.
No peppers either.
No peppers either, yeah. So we started doing a lot of the first podcasts based on stuff that the developers scared us about. And spent several years. I think Mick, you were one of our Kevin Johnson was our first interview, but you were you were like first year, and I was like, oh my God, it's McDonald's. I do that every time. I still do that. I do that. And no, you didn't. You're like, oh, who's this guy? Yeah. No. Yeah. It was at AppSec 2014 in Austin, and I believe you were there. And Kevin, no? Okay, that was Kevin Johnson. Yeah, okay. And Frank Kim. Yeah, that was it. And we've just kept doing it, and we do it. We actually did it because we were selfish. We wanted to get better jobs because I was like, if it works for Paul,
we wanted to
Paul
learn
and
more.
John and all
we
that,
wanted to educate ourselves.
that too. Oh yeah, that too. And then we had a Derbycon where somebody was doing a podcast, Hurricane Labs, and she was really awesome. And they're like, oh, we're not doing it anymore. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, hey, Betcher, we should have her on. And he's okay. And
we need more women on this podcast.
We need some diversity. Some two old white dudes just ain't cutting it.
An old white woman.
An old.
You're not that old.
You weren't old. You just said he'd been playing professionally since 1980, and you're like, that's 4 years older than I was born in. And I was like,
thanks for doxing me.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Whatever. Well, which birthday?
July 1st, 1984.
Ah.
I love. Street you grew up on?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, no joke. That's how it came about. I mean, we tried to not take ourselves too seriously. Ooh, that's gonna fall. No, I'm good. We tried not to take ourselves too seriously. We were two jackasses in the microphone for a while.
Like, now we're three jackasses in the microphone.
It was it's a labor of love, and we're still trying to find ways to innovate. We're gonna look at maybe trying to find more technical people to come on. Doing more.
We've run out.
No, we haven't.
I'm joking.
Every one of these people could be on our show.
All right.
Every one of these people.
Before you leave,
don't know.
You need to sign up. This will last us at least 3 years.
Right.
Perfect.
Every one of you knows something I don't, and can explain something to me. Not you.
But not you.
Not you, Claire. Every one of you knows something I don't, and that's my concept. I learn from each and every one of you.
Honestly, when you hear me not say anything on a podcast, it's because I'm just absorbing it, and I actually don't know what to ask.
You're sleeping, actually.
Also sleeping, yeah.
Also sleeping.
Just playing
right
games on my phone.
Actually, you've got your mic.
Yeah. Is that what I sound like? Oh no, you're right. Yeah, I do sound like that.
Yeah.
Go back to bed.
And I'm looking at her. I'm like, he's not having a good time. So I'm going to put it to the listeners, because you're the reason we do the podcast. Is there anything that we haven't done yet, or anything you guys would like to hear us do, or anybody you'd like to have interview on, to come on and do? I'm going to fall and bust my ass.
You should sit down.
Who?
We've not had John McAfee.
No, they're a real security podcast.
I could pretend.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
It is an election year.
No. I don't like that guy, and I don't know why people like him. And if he got shot into the sun,
have you ever seen if nobody's ever seen the Netflix documentary, you need to watch the John McAfee Netflix documentary.
Was it produced, catered?
It's called something about Gringo, and it involves whales and hammocks. That's all I have to say.
All right, so tell me what's the mystique with John McAfee? He's a
no. We need to not talk about that.
He's a
and talk about.
Okay.
You're gonna end up dead. I love you, John McAfee, for listening to this.
So, is there anything that we haven't done that you would like to hear? I've liked some of the recent shows we've done with the Cold Water and Kubernetes. The social engineering stuff was fantastic. I'd love to get more of that, but unfortunately, you don't get a lot of actual attacks from companies because they tend to not want to advertise that stuff. But if you guys happen to find anybody or know of anybody, go ahead.
You guys have a platform, right?
We have a platform, yes.
And I like to help people develop their careers.
Okay.
So you guys might have listeners on a resume building.
Okay.
I like that.
Thank you, Brian Olson.
I like that.
So repeat that.
Okay, so he asked about a resume like review
like
podcast
building, yeah,
and
like
building.
resume building,
Maybe like a
resume,
town hall
like
thing, you know?
yes,
Because we do the resume review on Slack through the Career Advice channel.
And I have to say, I've heard from so many people that they just get so much out of our Slack. It is the most active Slack channel I'm in.
Is it?
Hands down.
Well, that's why we have moderators like Scott Pack and
Megan.
Cybuck and Megan and Megan one.
This is like 3 of our 5 moderators, right?
Yeah. CISA, CIO lady is not on. She'll be listening to this.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
Megan,
at this point, she's given up.
Megan was one of the best podcasts I think we've ever done on neurodiversity, hiring and working with people with neurodiversity issues and on the spectrum. I thought that was phenomenal.
And that's how I got her on my everybody
awesome.
clap. That is how I got her on my board for Mental Health Hackers. And this morning is the first time we've actually really had a conversation in person. In MeetSpace.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But
Even though I talk to her every day.
Yeah, the neurodiversity was one I was just amazed. Yeah.
It's a long distance relationship with my CFO.
Everything is. Yeah.
Like the best kind, honestly.
What were some of the other shows that we've done to date that stick out in your mind? Either one.
Like the Beyond Core, Zero Trust stuff.
Zero Trust stuff.
Yes, I got so much out of that.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I think we probably need to do another one because there's been a lot of changes to be.
Because honestly, like I came from like a sysadmin, like everything's like DMZ, VPN to endpoint stuff, like all of the segmentation that you normally have in the normal network. Yeah. And they talked about the whole custom built Zero Trust thing, which is mind blowing.
Okay. Very cool.
I liked the IT service management podcast that we had. Because it's something that you rarely see at security conventions, like how to do IT well. Because we're part of that, the whole world, right? And we don't do it very good. And we can't, we don't do a good job of helping our own IT staff do it right as well.
Yeah. It's easy for us to just go, oh, you guys don't know what
And ITIL has been around for decades, and they've pretty much nailed it, but it's kind of difficult, and it costs significant capital to implement. But when it's done well, it could save a medium-sized company millions.
Yeah.
Right. Just in increased productivity.
Yeah. I'd love to have him back, but unfortunately, a lot of times it seems like it's a paradigm shift, like going to a service-based organization for IT. I mean, other than just the help.
Well, that's what IT is, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
service.
Yeah, but they don't think of themselves that way. We don't think of ourselves that way. We're not short order cooks. We think we have some kind of lofty goal here, but I mean, we're, I don't work in IS anymore. I'm the guy who tells people their babies are ugly, but on the reg.
That's rude.
I know.
But he does it in a nice way.
Yeah, we have reports and we use words. Yeah. Gary, you mentioned
there was a talk today from Litmoose, yeah.
She's amazing.
And she was amazing. And she basically said, how do you tell the C-suite that their baby is ugly? And it was a great talk. And you're going to definitely want to catch that on Iron Geek. I can't do it justice in a nutshell, and certainly I can't match her memes, which were, significant. But the short story on that one is that you have to speak to the C-suite. Remember that they're people. Remember that the C-suite people, you have to give them bullet points. You can't give them paragraphs. You have to tie it out to the business needs, which they've expressed in writing that they want you to focus on, so you can tie it back, because they have to talk to people above them, and they may be technical and they may not be, and you have to be able to communicate with them in a way that they can understand it. And there were a lot of good talks, but that's the one that sticks out the most, and also probably because it was the last one I went to.
All right, well, that's cool. Anybody else see anything interesting today that they would like to discuss? Because I've seen zero talks. I'm actually stuck in today because I was helping door guard and stuff. So, did you see any, Mick?
Sure. So the talk that I saw that I really liked was Lee Holmes. He did a retrospective on PowerShell, and it was like a really weird note that he hit. It was like a real cool, bittersweet thing. And one of the things that I didn't realize was that he views Derbycon as the InfoSec con for PowerShell.
Really?
And oh yeah, but when he compared the other cons that they have, even at Blue Hat, like Derbycon was out ahead, and he even shared that for years he had been submitting to the CFP for Black Hat and DEF CON, and he had talked at here at Derbycon multiple years before he was even accepted at Black Hat. So I think that's kind of interesting, and it was a good talk.
I remember the year Manifestation and them came out with PowerShell Empire and debuted it here, and it was at the Hyatt. And I remember the line was so long for that. Y'all been at the Hyatt once or twice. It went around the track like twice, and it was standing room only. And of course, they put them in the smallest room possible. So it was like it only fit about 10 people, and there was like 150 or 200 people wanted to come and see that. But that I think that changed pen testing. It was like the exploit that everybody's like, oh my God, we need to use that. They've actually it's amazing how quick it's gone from like the hotness to, well, we're not going to do it anymore because there's something better. I mean, they're in what, maintenance mode now? They're not even managing it so much anymore. So I don't know what took its place because I don't use it myself. I have talented people that use it. So I
don't know. Maybe it's that they got a lot better with PowerShell logging.
Yeah.
And that the detection for PowerShell exploits has gotten so much better that
I've learned so much from Lee on PowerShell logging.
Okay.
That people are going back, or hackers are going back to things like WMI.
Right. Okay.
Because PowerShell is just not cutting it anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we can log everything now.
Yeah.
If y'all want Lee Holmes to come on the show and talk more about PowerShell,
he's supposed to.
Let's put him on blast on Twitter. Just say, hey.
No, don't.
What? No, wait. Don't put him on
Amanda
blast.
said this is bullshit. No, don't do that.
This is going out. You just said
I just sent him a DM. It's fine.
Oh, all right. So
do some training stuff here and there, and kind of
I want
private YouTube channel stuff, training for.
Yeah.
Bring on a celebrity speaker to come do 4 or 5 classes.
I do want to have more training. We screwed the pooch on that because we released it to the public. So like when Mick did his, he was like, I burned all that. I can't use it again. And, nobody wants to do it again, once they've done that. And it takes dozens and dozens of hours to create curriculum. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So if we do any more training in the future, it's going to be, you're not going to get it on YouTube. It'll be live only, which probably makes more sense. Or what we'll do is we'll just have him do it more than once a year. And then people who missed it the first time or didn't get all the sessions can join that again. So I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'd love for you to come back.
We are putting you on the spot, Mick.
Everybody stare at him.
Ready, go.
So how many of you have never heard of the podcast before today?
We have a podcast.
Yeah, we do have a podcast.
What's a podcast?
What's a podcast?
Somebody banned Zoke real quick. We've only banned one person on our side.
What?
I'm about to ban another.
Ever. Oh.
Yes. Just leave. No, I'm joking.
No, in terms of full transparency, I think we should tell you who we blocked. It was the folks from NoobSec. One of the guys from NoobSec was one of the first people who ever joined our Slack before the whole NoobSec thing that happened a couple of years ago at DEF CON when
scammed a whole bunch of people out of some money.
Scammed a whole bunch of people. Somebody brought it to our attention. I believe he's in the room, and oh no, that was Big Wolf. And I banned him immediately, and I told everyone else after the fact, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we did ban him." So yeah, he's the only person we've ever banned from our Slack. If he's joined back, I don't know.
We have really good luck.
Yeah, I think the moderation helps.
Yeah.
Having a moderated environment, having our code of conduct and our social contract, enforcing that is very important for any community. Which is,
for the most part, people aren't dicks.
Yeah, most part.
other than me.
Right.
Thank
Right.
you.
Right.
I ride that line.
So, how many of you are on our Slack? It should be most of you. If you're not, why not?
Come on, man.
They don't do that much Slack at all.
Yeah, there's
That's true.
there's people
That's
that
true.
don't like
I
Slack.
actually am on Slack more because I don't want to be on Twitter. It's where
Slack
I escape
is
to.
much more not exclusive.
No.
Kind of, maybe.
Yeah.
Slack is less drama.
Well, we are a bit gatekeepy on it, but we don't make people. It's invite only, but we don't ever tell people they can't come on. So
you just can't be a bot.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like
You
we have
to
a
pass
litmus
bot
test.
check, which
yeah.
is why Gary's never been on.
Oh,
yeah.
Gary's the bot. The
Yeah,
best
I mean,
piano
all you
playing
need
bot
to do is
ever.
Send a DM to Brakesec or email us, and we'll let you in. You know, we might ask you a question like, "What are you doing in InfoSec?" And if you answer back, then we'll let you in.
And don't just like send a message about your video DM. Or,
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right. So, yeah. What time is it? It's 7:10. What's coming on tonight at Derbycon? It's at
Hacker Jeopardy is tonight.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How is that? Is that fun?
Aaron is amazing. Every game show he runs,
Yeah.
he is fantastic.
Yeah, I was.
He
on,
has like
I judged
he has
Snoop
an
Dogg
incredible
last year.
talent for hosting game shows and has custom coded everything that you see from Hacker Jeopardy to all of the other game shows I can't remember the name of. There's like a British one and Hacker Family Feud
Great
and
band.
Hacker that can code.
oh my, like the stuff he has put out has been absolutely fantastic. The content's good. So yeah,
Right.
he's very, very entertaining.
Cool. Okay. Well,
Gary, dual core, Sublime, later on.
Yeah.
I'm going to
no, Sublime's tomorrow, right?
not break the record of never going to any music act.
I don't remember. Is tomorrow?
Until they were announced. So yeah, it's okay. I haven't been to any of the music acts or anything. So I'm not
Offspring
about
was
to start.
amazing. I'll join you.
I'll be at the Hyatt.
We will
having a
just
wine.
quietly be drinking outside
So, yeah.
alone in the
That's okay.
corner.
It's fine. It's fine. All right. So this is the part that I dread the most. What could we do better for the podcast?
Nothing.
Shut
Done.
up. Shut
Mic
up.
drop.
No, look, I like feedback. We never get feedback.
Get rid of
like
Amanda.
that. No. I don't know. What happened to BDIR?
They're very busy
Michael
people.
Goff, host of BDIR.
I'm sitting at the table next to you.
You can do it with one person.
Pretend you're golf.
Want to come up here?
He doesn't.
Yeah,
it's
come on
fine.
up.
He's
Oh,
banned.
He is banned.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, are we gonna? We're doing this.
The channel without asking us, so that's how I got the lead.
He's the boss, man. I don't know what to tell you. He signed.
We just recorded a podcast with Olaf Hartung, who is presenting tomorrow. So we will be releasing again. I bought a house, backed out of a house, bought some property. He bought some property, vacations, work, gets in the way, yada, yada. So, being busy. And there's only two of us, so we really can't do it by ourselves. We could, but it'd be pretty boring.
Just like the first couple of years of Brakesec.
Yeah, we don't want to be boring. So we are doing them. We're going to be doing Sysmon one as well. Arthur, we just talked about with Olaf and Sysmon, because there's some work going on with Sysmon. We released a cheat sheet as well. So we are doing more. We got a chunk of busy, and that's, if you don't have a sponsor, low on priority.
So, hey, here's a question. So you're doing one specifically on incident response. Is there enough stuff in the IR world to have a sustained podcast? Because one of the reasons we did info, breaking down security, was because it's like a mile wide and a mile deep.
Yeah. It is somewhat difficult, and unfortunately, because I do this for a living, Brian and I, we can't share what we do at work. We have to genericize it. Sometimes that takes a while for us to think about how to genericize that subject. So we do have to be careful there. We have people that do know what we do at where we work, and so we do have to be careful of that line, right? So that's part of it as well. Not to basically come out and have them say, you're just getting stuff from us and reporting it. Nobody knows where I work. We don't ever talk about that, to make it very clear. So that's something else we try to do. And our bosses are well aware of what we do, but we sometimes have to hold off on the material. And then again, there is a listener in here somewhere, wherever he's at, sent me some malware, and I analyzed the malware for him, and that's another way we get material for the show,
Right.
And be able to talk malware of the month. Because one of the things, the reason we even started this podcast is some of the stuff we would see, we read malware analysis reports, they're awful. They aren't written for people like us that have to go use these tools and search for the things in the reports. That's like, okay, telling me about reverse engineering malware doesn't help me go hunt for it in an environment. That's a really cool technique. Here's exactly what you look for. That's kind of how we started the whole thing. So it's possible. It is hard. The hardest part is getting guests because, again, they can't talk about the thing that we want to talk about.
Oh.
And so that's been an issue as well. So there are some challenges. We try to share what's best practice. We worked really hard. Another thing is getting login D21 out. We did a rewrite to move from to Unicode, and that just introduced a whole lot of bugs we had to fix. So that took a lot of our time. These things interrupt us, and we try to get them out there. But we do have a lineup of a bunch of stuff, so you'll hear more. We just recorded one. We do another one here. Mike Hague will be on talking about Sysmon, and maybe Olaf again because he's working on Sysmon the next version. Nested filtering. But yeah, there's enough.
Cool.
It just has to be declassified.
No, that makes sense. I mean,
and there's a lot of times that we say things we shouldn't, but thankfully we don't advertise where we work, so it's okay. It's
right.
cool, right.
Well, we
And
did that for a
because
while.
people can put two and two together. But there have been some podcasts that we've done where we've had some guy in the background who doesn't talk. He's just there to make sure that the guy we're interviewing doesn't say anything he shouldn't say. Remember those?
Yeah.
What?
So
Patrick
yeah.
Hine.
So you guys don't know this, but sometimes
Dropbox.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't like going through third parties. So it's like, we want to have somebody on the show.
Talk to my agent.
Yeah. That's actually happened. We have somebody who I'd love to have on
Basically.
the show, and she's like, oh yeah, you need to talk to X company or X whatever. And I'm like, great. Or I get an email, hey, you should have, who was that on the show we did? Anyway, I followed this person on Twitter. So I was like, screw it. I'm not going to talk to a public relations person. I'm just going to eat Twitter DM them directly. And the person was like, yeah, let's do that. Let's make that happen. And we actually did. I just forget what their name was at the time.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. No, it hasn't. And if I go back and look, I'll find it. But yeah, the PR companies, we get like these all every week. It's like, oh yeah, they want to talk about the blockchain and whatever. And I'm like, I want to do a blockchain show, but I don't want to do it with a vendor. It's like to get like the no bullshit kind of stuff. And I think that ship has sailed. I don't want to do a blockchain one. No.
Oh.
They're right there with John McAfee. So, yeah.
He's a fascinating individual. I have sat with him.
There's a lot of fascinating individuals that I don't want on the podcast.
Quasi BR, yeah. Time Cube, AI, whatever, Hypercube. So, oh yeah.
He's actually talked to groups for us, and it isn't selling product.
So yeah.
So now that this is the last Derbycon, this is an audience question I received via DM.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. What conferences are you excited for now that Derbycon's done?
Someone's got to fill the Derby size.
Something has to fill that.
InfoSec Camp Out is the first answer.
InfoSec Camp Out is the first answer.
Yeah. To be fair, Derbycon was my first real conference.
Mine too.
I had never
Mine
been.
was the first conference.
I'd been to B-Side Seattle, and I like B-Side Seattle, but it's a B-Sides. And it was small, and it was one track, and it was like 5 speakers. And, Mr. Betcher had gone to Derbycon the year before me, and he's like, oh, you got to go to Derbycon. I'm like, all right, screw it. We're going to go to Derbycon.
Yeah.
And, yeah, when I came here, I was just like blown away. And, everybody's like, oh, you need to go to Vegas at least once. And I'm like, there's no reason to go to Vegas. No reason to go to Vegas.
They get you. They get you hooked. Like you go to Vegas. Like I hate being in Vegas.
It's like 115 degrees.
I'm not a huge fan of DEF CON.
It's like 45 C.
But I still go every year.
Wild West Hacking Fest has potential, so
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm
sure.
doing Circuit
I'm very
CityCon.
excited.
I'm doing
So
City Con next year.
So because GERCON, I hear the
Besides
keynote
Birmingham,
speaker
I
this
hear
year
is
is a huge bitch.
Yeah.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, it is. Also, because I do like defensive security stuff, there's a new Blue Team conference.
I heard about that. I got a T-shirt for that.
Chicago. I saw shirts. Yes, Frank's wearing a shirt.
Oh yeah, was it Blue Team Con? Okay, when is that? Frank?
When is it? Wait,
Hurry, Frank.
wait. It says conference.
Blue Team Con. Yeah, give me a T-shirt. I gotta wear it. Can I get a T-shirt?
Everyone now gets a T-shirt in the room and a free
Wait, you're the Frank? Aren't you in charge?
Where's the Gurkhan people? Wait, I want to hear from them first. I'm joking. Go ahead.
So yeah, Blue Team Con is a new thing we're trying to start in Chicago. June 2020 is the first one. So the Twitter account's Blue Team Con, the website's Blue Team Con, but we're just trying to start something new, build a community on the Blue Team side, the defenders. There seems to be a lot of hacker cons, and that's cool. We want all people there, but I've noticed a lot of defenders feel left out. They sit in talks that they don't really understand, or they get lost on, or someone shows here's how you destroy Active Directory, and then the talk ends, and the Blue Team guys have a terrified face in the back of the room. So we want to have some talks that kind of help them and teach them what's going on, build that community.
I have a question. Are you going to have governance, risk, and compliance people at Blue Team Con too, since we're part of that team?
We are. People forget about audit and compliance, so we will have a GRC track the second year. We're going to have GRC talks the first year, but we'll have an official track just for GRC the second year. We're also going to add AppSec dev people because people forget about them as well.
So do you have sponsor openings?
Yes, we have a whole sponsor package. So just email sponsors at blueteamcon.com. Sorry if that's like a plug. Our CFP is open right now till 31st of October. So just go to the blueteamcon.com website. You can submit a CFP. Look forward to any of those talk submissions for sure.
Yeah. I'll be there.
Okay, so LogMD will sponsor that.
Woo!
So sign us up.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Look at this happening.
Closing business and stuff.
Yeah.
No, we've never shied away from promoting. I don't know how other podcasts do it, but we've never been shy about promoting shows. Besides Birmingham,
right?
Hack the Box in Amsterdam, and there's one in Dubai.
We didn't get paid for that last minute.
We don't pay. Have conferences pay us to do that. I just think that people
That's
need to
great.
be notified and told.
Yeah, especially if it's something close to you.
Right.
Like if you're new in the industry and you're like maybe just listening to podcasts or just whatever, like if it's something that you can cheap and easily get to, like if you already live in Chicago or you already live in Birmingham, anywhere, like that's fantastic to know it's an actual thing now.
Yeah, it's Birmingham in the U.S., not in the U.K. Sorry.
Yeah, the fake Birmingham.
Yeah. Any other conferences we should know about? Let other people know?
Yeah, come on, guys.
We're selling tickets.
Anything
for
else?
them, so.
Just shout them up. CypherCon's good. B-Sides Cleveland.
Best in Quebec. Okay. All right.
Hacker Halted.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but Bears? I like Grizzlies and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
Like the team.
Well, people are getting antsy and they're getting up to.
I was supposed to be somewhere 22 minutes ago.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Where were you?
This is more important.
When's Berlining Down Security going to take over fully?
I hope Berlining Down Security takes over when Brian gets sick of my shit.
We have to run out of stickers first because they're already printed.
Everybody take a sticker.
So if there's any pizza left, please take it because I don't want to give it to the rest of the people
because we don't like them. You have to watch them subscribe to the podcast before they get pizza.
Yeah. So make sure you grab some for the road. So thank you all for coming. Tell people about us, please. Like I said, your ISACA, ISSA, your InfraGard folks.
If you're not a member of Slack, you can DM Brakesec on Twitter for an invite.
Yep. Email bds.podcast.
And wait a week for one of us to get back.
We're getting better at that. Our moderators are going to help
out. Our moderators are finally they have access to help.
I want to thank Megan Roddy.
Yay!
David Steinbuck for being moderators for us.
They're the best.
They help us out. Everybody is self-pleased that they go that extra mile to make sure that things don't go off the rails. Right. And any closing thoughts?
I'm sad this is the last Derbycon.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm going to be here next year. I'm just going to show up in the hotel. Yes, Amanda Berlin Con. BobbyCon 2020.
Right. That'll work. All right.
Hell
I think we
yeah.
can make that happen.
By then, Mental Health Hackers will be $1 million profit per year. We'll have our own helicopter, and
I
we'll
thought it was a
run around-
non-profit.
Non-profits actually can make a profit. We just don't have to pay taxes. Yes. On the way, we'll pick you up in our helicopter.
Swag copter.
A swag. You may have to hold onto a hook as we drive you to Derbycon.
Very cool. Mr. Betcher, last thoughts for you?
I have no thoughts.
No thoughts. Zero.
Awesome.
Zero thoughts.
All right. Well, I'm going to let y'all go to Hacker Jeopardy, but this has been Brian and Mr. Betcher and Ms. Berlin for bringing down security.
Woo!
Everyone have a great rest of the Derbycon. Take care of yourselves because you're the only you have. Be nice to one another, please. And we'll see you all tomorrow and Sunday.
Yay!